We're here today to talk about holsters again. I feel like I've done a lot of holster videos lately. Oh well, like I said, we're here to talk about holsters, and specifically this holster for the M&P 10mm, and it's made by a company called Packin Holsters. So when I first got the M&P, the 10mm, there weren't a lot of options out there on the market as far as holsters go. And really, I needed something pretty specific. What I needed was a duty style holster that was going to work not only with the 10mm M&P, but also with the Streamlight TLR1. And specifically, it had to work with all of my G-code gear. When I'm not doing concealed carry specific type training, I like to use the G-code belt and do a little bit more tactical type drills. I also wanted something for when I'm hiking that I could go ahead and attach to my G-code drop leg platform. As you can imagine, it was not easy finding something that was going to check off all of the little boxes that I had to have. Now, this holster, so far, it does not have a name. You won't find it in a local store, and chances are you've probably never heard of it. We're going to change that right now. Packin Holsters, it is a small and relatively new company. We messaged back and forth a little bit about potentially doing a product review for them, and in the end, they ended up providing exactly what I was looking for my 10mm M&P. So big thank you to Ed over at Packin Holsters for making this thing happen. As of right now, I don't have a website to give you guys, like I said, relatively new company. I will, however, leave the contact information down in the description. Because Packin Holsters is a home-based business, overhead costs are relatively low. Because those overhead costs are as low as they are, they can afford to make holsters and give them to you at a price that's real hard to beat. I don't have a price sheet in front of me, so I can't give you specifics, but what I can tell you is that if you use that contact information that's down below, reach out, let them know what you want. They'll be more than happy to get back to you and let you know exactly what it's going to cost. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. That small business customer service is something that in this day and age, I really appreciate. I don't want to be just another order number. I want to feel like my business is appreciated. And if it is, I'm going to come back over and over again. So as of right now, I have 3 holsters for 3 different guns made by Packin Holsters. All 3 of those holsters are set up for use with the G-code belt. I really love the G-code RTI hanger system. There's just so many options as far as what you can do with it. I can swap out different holsters on the same belt rig in just a matter of seconds. I'll be doing a real deep dive with the G-code belt and hanger system real soon in a dedicated video. But for today, let's just talk about these Packin Holsters. I'm no expert in duty style holsters. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that I am. I do have a ton of experience with different holsters over the past 20 plus years, but primarily all of those holsters have been more concealed carry type holsters. I have spent a lot of time and money buying and trying different brands and models of holsters to try to find what works best for me. So my approach with this review is going to be more from the angle of quality of work, fit and finish, customer service. You know, all those things that give you a good general idea of what to expect if you do order a holster from these guys. And by the way, not just this specific style of holster for this specific gun. They do make a lot of different models. So all 3 of the holsters that I have from Packin Holsters, they have adjustable retention. That's pretty much all holsters on the market, so it's not a huge selling point, right? What I do want to point out though is that this holster is made for use with the TLR1. Something that I've noticed with different brands out there is that they struggle trying to get a good solid retention with that particular light. Now, some of you may know this, but I made holsters for a while. But ultimately, I decided that I liked making these videos more than I liked working with Kydex. Getting a good snug fit on a light-bearing holster, it can be tricky, depending on the actual shape of the light itself. Packin Holsters, somehow they managed to get a really good workable retention on this holster with the TLR1, and I appreciate that. I will primarily be using this holster while I'm hiking out in the woods, out in the mountains. I'll have this holster on my G-code drop leg platform. I'm going to need it secure. I'm going to need that retention. Now, I went with the duty style holster because I figured that the level 2 retention was going to give me that added little extra bit of safety and security. There are any number of scenarios out there where I could potentially end up losing my weapon. If you're out hiking up the side of a waterfall, you lose your footing and, eat shit off of an embankment, there's a strong possibility of an accident where you could potentially lose your pistol, or it could be damaged. I know a lot of people are using the chest rigs now. I'm not sure how I feel about those. I'm more of a drop leg kind of guy. In any event, if you're out in the woods and you're carrying a weapon, you want to make sure that it is definitely secure. So far, I love this holster. I feel like my M&P is safe and secure inside of it, and that in the instance that I'm actually need it, I'm going to get a smooth draw out of it when I do have to go for my gun. Honestly, I can't wait for the warmer weather here in the Pacific Northwest so that I can get out and put some miles on this thing. So far, I've taken it out to the gravel pit, I don't know, a dozen times or so, just to get a feel for how it runs. Because of the weather, I haven't really spent a lot of time out hiking with it yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. So here I've got the duty style holster for the M&P 10mm, and here I have another outside the waistband holster. This one is made for 1911. We'll be doing a review on this one real soon. Both of these are very well made. The fit and finish is great. The edges are all really smooth and nicely angled so that you're not getting a lot of snag points. All the holes for the mounting points for the G-code setup, they're drilled perfectly. There's no weird angles or anything once it's all mounted up. All in all, I like the products I'm seeing coming out of Packin Holsters. Like I said, the company is in its beginning stages, but what I'm seeing them producing is well past the point of being a beginner. I think we're going to see a lot of really good stuff to come from this company. If you take a look at their Instagram, you can see some of the more flashy pieces that they've made. Their inside the waistband holsters, all those look great. I may have to place an order for myself down the road just so that I can get one in hand and really kind of check it out. But realistically, I'm confident that it's going to be a hell of a holster. After spending some time at the range with these outside the waistband holsters that they've sent me, yeah, I think their inside the waistband holsters are going to stack up against any other company that's out there. If you're looking for something different, something besides what everybody else is buying in terms of holsters, do yourself a favor. Use that contact information down below and reach out to Packin Holsters. I think you're really going to like the end result.